Hello, everybody. Nerdy Redneck here, and I'm here to review One Piece Chapter 971, Sentenced to Boil. We're continuing with the Gang Pages cover page story, and it's on Volume 20. Keep going, Goatee. It's all up to you. Well, apparently Goatee is trying to find Chiffon, but he's not having any luck after he got beaten down by that one Marine. He's flying to the town. People's hats are being thrown up. We have people's skirts are being thrown up. People's hairs. It's nice, but let's get on. It's not what I'm looking for. Let's get on with the main review of this chapter. This chapter was actually really good. We start out with in Oden's castle, and we have someone saying to Momonosuke, "Don't eat that. It might be poison." And he doesn't understand why his life's in danger. He is still just an 8-year-old boy, so I understand it. We have the poison food tester eating it and saying that it's good to eat. And his mother says to him, "Your life's in danger because your father is a great man, and you are meant to carry that greatness one day." So basically telling Momonosuke that because his father is such a good man, that people might want to hurt him because of it. And Momonosuke is learning that. He also but this food tester is I'm skeptical about him. We've never seen him before, and at the end of this review, I'll tell you who I think he really is. Ooh. Well, after that, we jump right into the. I'm just gonna say, we jump right into the hot water, hot oil. Yeah, pun intended. Sorry for the cringe, but no. We do start off right in the beginning of the execution. Everybody's running up to watch it. Everybody's like, it's boiling day. We get to see people get boiled. Execution day. Woo-hoo-hoo. Everybody's excited. We don't want to miss this. All the crowds are going crazy. The fire is raging. And it's actually not a pot of boiling water with vegetables in it to make Oden. It's a legit pot of boiling water with fire all around it and a pillar and a pathway walking to it. And walking down it is Lord Oden, who is dwarfing his guard. This guard only comes up to his butt. So if Oden were to accidentally pass gas, this guy would be face full of it. But once Oden gets to the end of the plank, he looks back to Kaido and Orochi and says this: "I have a request for you. If you give me a chance." It is he knows that Oden knows he has to live to protect Wano. If Oden knows if he dies, Wano is destroyed. So he makes a deal. His deal is you can, and as he says, "I got a deal for you." His guard kind of steps back, saying like, "Why do you think you can make a deal when you're the one who's about to die?" And as he steps back, he slips and falls into a pot of oil. And he dies almost instantaneously. Within a second, he falls in, rolls out, and is dead on the ground. He is burnt. He just looks bad. And at that point, we know it's not good. But Oden does not flinch. He does not look back. He doesn't care. He says when all 10 of them are in the pot, if we can survive for a amount of time that you give, you said amount of time, we will survive it. And when we do, you let us go. Well, Kaido thinks this is hilarious. He's like, withstand this? This is instant death. Why don't you understand? Yes. He's like, okay, I like you. You got spunk, kid. He looks over to one of his men and say, go get a clock. And he says, if you can survive this for 1 hour, you can survive this boiling pot of oil for 1 hour, we'll let you go. If all you can survive it, we'll let whoever lives after an hour, we'll let you go on your merry way. And then Oden looks at him and says, Deadeye, do I have your word on that? And the crowd don't understand what's going on. He's like, he still just won't give up. He He's he's a doofus lord. He's a full lord. He's the one who does the naked dances once a week. Why does he care? He thinks he can still survive this. And while they're all talking that, Oden jumps in like it's a nice hot tub that's cranked up to 11. And you see the pain on his face when he first jumps in. He screams in pain. Every part of his body turns red. His eyes wide over. There's no pupils. And the scabbards don't want him being there alone. So they're like, we got this, bro. We will follow our Lord all the way into Hades. Well, Odin's like, guys, 1 second, get on this. He reaches over and pulls up the lid of the pot and says, all 10 of you get on this lid. And he has a giant wooden lid for the pot, and they all just sit on it. And Odin's holding him up with his neck and his arms, just like Axis, like the guy who's holding up the world. He's holding up all of them on his own. All of his scabbards, all of his followers are begging him to stop this, that they ought to be another way. Nekomamushi, Inanarashi, Raizo, Danjiro, all of them, Okiku, they're all begging him to stop, and that he can't do this. And then he just says, shut up. This is an order. Stay up there. And they do. Orochi at this point is fuming. He's like, that doesn't count. What's going on? That your vessels aren't even touching the oil. He's so mad that Oden has played Orochi so hard. Then Kaido, he thinks this is the funniest thing ever. He's like, don't worry about it. It still counts. So all technically in the pot. While the crowd is forming, everybody's watching. He's holding up all of his people. That has to weigh around, let's see, 10, let's say, on average, let's say they weigh around 300 pounds, because some of them are really large. That's 3,000 pounds, at least, that he's holding up. Not including the wooden lid that is massive, enough to hold 10 people. So he's easily holding 3,500 pounds. Easily at minimum. While Shinobu's out in the crowd, she wasn't captured. I guess that makes sense because she's at this point, a really sexy Shinobi. Shinobu is watching a gasp. She's like, Lord Oden, please survive this. And we get close-ups of Oden's muscles, how they're all tense, his veins are popping. Everything about him is in pain. This is very well drawn. Then we get the next panels of the clock just slowly ticking by, slowly going down. His vessels are still begging him to put him down. Time is going by. Then we get everybody's just watching. It's silent. The crowds that were once wild, cheering for the deaths of everybody around, have gone silent. All you can hear is a gulp here and there. And then you have the Obi-Wan group saying, how strong can one man be? He's in boiling pot of oil that kills people within a second, and he's survived it for only 4 minutes. It's only been 4 minutes, and his skin on his legs are boiling. Blood is coming out from his feet, his arms, his mouth. Everybody is just in immense pain watching. They don't know how they can help their lord. Well, then we see Shinobu surrounded by onwatchers, saying this is absurd. I heard it was only supposed to take 1 second. I thought he'd be screaming and dying in agony and such. They want Oden to be in pain. They think he's a fool for everything that he was doing. One person even says, I can't waste any more of my time watching the death of the full Lord. calling Lord Oden a fool. And that snaps. Something in Shinobu snaps when she hears that. And she attacks the guy, holding up a sword to his neck, saying, "You are the fools. Do you know why Lord Oden was doing what he was doing? That everything he's done has been for this one thing, this one point, to save your lives." And then we go into a flashback of when Oden first arrives back and attacks Orochi when he was prevented from killing him by the berry fruit. Well, he it comes to realize that he told Oden what he was doing because he was bragging, thinking that he could get away with it. He told Oden that he only took the Shogun's throne to destroy this country, to drive it into ruin, to make sure that this once beautiful country of Wano was destroyed. Which makes me think now that when Orochi was talking about how happy and everything, how golden Wano was, that he's lying to himself. Is he saying that it's happy now when back 20 years ago he wanted it destroyed? And that the reason why he wants it destroyed was because of his name. His name of Kurozumi was a curse, basically, that he was a offspring, a relative of the murdering daimyo. But it wasn't his fault. And because of that, he decided to go the whole Gara route. Well, no one loves me. Everybody hates me. I want to kill everybody. Who needs people, right? So he goes and becomes Shogun and starts destroying Wano. And then he tells Oden, while he's in the middle of fighting Kaido, that he has 100 hostages that he's going to give to Kaido as a tribute. That he can do whatever he wants to. Torture, experiment, give him try new weapons on him. So I imagine these were the first people to try the smile fruits. That they were the ones who were going to be tested the smile fruit upon. And then we see Kaido's legs. Yes, we've seen Kaido's legs before, yes. With his big pants that make us think that his legs are muscular, just like the rest of his body. Well, no. He has pencil legs. He has skipped leg day his entire life. Core and upper body, perfect. He has no leg strength, apparently. His legs are literal spaghetti noodles compared to everything else. It looks like Enma is as wide. Oden's sword is as wide as Kaido's legs in this battle. Well, Orochi tells Oden that if he dances one day a week for the rest of their life, he will save 100 people, I believe. Yes, that he will save 100 people a day for every dance. And that's why he was dancing buff every day, which why people thought he was a fool of a lord. And Shinobu's yelling this to everybody, telling everybody what's really going on. Everybody is flabbergasted. They're all looking around like, this can't be. This one man who we thought was a fool was doing this to save our lives this entire time. And we get to the final panel, and Shinobu says, "So tell me again, who are you calling a fool of a lord?" As we see Oden standing there, all his body's just being burnt up, blood's coming out of his mouth. And that's where we end this chapter. Thankfully, we're not on break next week, and hopefully we'll find out what's going on with this, because we know that all of the scabbards are still alive, so this does work. But it was said that Oden died during this execution. And because Raizo and Konjuro were right there, they have to know that he was dead. And they're the ones who told us he was dead. They lied to us at the beginning about who they were and what happened. That was only for their safety. At this point, there would be no point in lying about his death, especially to Momonosuke and Lady Hiyori. They should both know if he was still dead or alive. So I'm still in the camp that Oden is dead, but if he is alive, there's a few options I can see. That during this, he was severely burnt, and severely wounded, so much so that he can't move anymore, and is either in a coma and captured by Orochi in some cell where Orochi comes and pokes him with a stick every now and again, like, yee! Ooh, Oden, you think you're so good, but you can't get up. No, I don't. I can see Orochi doing that, but I hope that's not what happens. Maybe Denjiro has rescued him over the past 20 years and got Lord Oden back up to good health, but once again, we don't know what Denjiro is. We don't know if he's still alive. It's been 20 years. He could have died in that time. We have no idea. But all in all, this chapter, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a very good chapter, very well done. Kaido's legs, though, really, Oda? Kaido's legs? He's supposed to be the strongest beast in the world. So strong that if it's a one-on-one combat, Kaido cannot be beat. However, I think his legs are his weakness now. His legs are literal pencils. Katakuri's legs are thicker than Kaido's. They're about the same length too. Kaido is all legs. All legs. Very little body. Anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe, subscribe, comment, anything. Follow me on Twitter at nerdyredneck_44. Thank you again. Y'all have a wonderful day.